Hello and welcome to My Mom's Basement and another Night of the Seven Kingdoms penultimate edition of My Mom's Basement. And you know, when Thrones is pulling out a penultimate episode, we're in for a treat, and we are in for one today. I've got Kevin with me, I've got Clem with me, and we've got Brendan Clancy with me because Nick Hammy is engaged within the hour.
Congrats.
To Nick
Congratulations to one of the
Hammy.
Dragon Boys.
And we had to call in a true expert. All right. We've been getting a lot of flack. We've been getting a lot of people, the book knowers, been telling us, listen, you don't know this. You got this wrong. You got that wrong. You didn't see Sir Arlen a Penny Tree last week. Now we got a true book knower. We got the geography knower. He's making all the TikTok
we got a map
geography.
guy. We got a map guy.
I got maps. That's about it.
How we doing, guys? How we doing after a great penultimate?
Dude, it's always the penultimate. It's always the penultimate. And they deliver. I don't think I am articulate enough, smart enough, good enough with words to give these guys the credit they deserve. 5 episodes, roughly a half hour each, and they have made more impact in the Game of Thrones television universe, at least, than like dozens of Game of Thrones episodes, almost all of the House of Dragon episodes. They did it with, I learned today, they have 25% of the budget of other Game of Thrones productions. So they're using, like in the Trial by 7, they had a bunch of fog because they didn't have a full set. So that needed to be hidden. And they're doing tricks like that, but they are delivering 200% more than those other shows. So I cannot give the showrunners. What's their name, Brett? Well, I don't even know their names. What we got? I keep saying the showrunner, the writer,
Ira Parker.
Ira Parker,
the head guy.
The same credit as George R. R. Martin.
Give him the keys to the castle. Like
the literal
run
keys.
everything. And I mean, I'm sure we'll get into it, but like the way they're teasing the Blackfire Rebellion, like there's now that they can do non-dragon, non-White Walker stuff. There's a lot more, even though George just stopped writing. I mean, he's not writing anymore. There's still a lot. It's all like sort of lore. It's not like narrative, but there's like the flashbacks. We're going to get to it, but it's like a lot of stuff isn't in the book and it's great. So it's like, oh wait, if we could just have really good TV writers use this amazing world, like there's a lot of content left. So I'm very excited. Give Ira Parker, he's the Feige. Make Ira Parker the Feige and let's go.
Yes.
I just want to say that was a great episode. It was fantastic. It was Thrones penultimate, which is, as high a standards you can have. However, it was at 10.0 on the
not a 10 out of 10.
Then 9.9, and as of recording, 9.8. So the little peach on the top, which I'm telling you, boys, I was real worried last night, being like, man, I am going to. Like, I was going to have more cuts to me than Sir Dunk by the end of my on the perfect episode. But give me credit. Boys, I thought it was in the realm of possibilities, and we were there briefly.
It's still, actually what this really does is highlight just how insane Ozymandias is. It's got, Ozymandias has 250,000 reviews on IMDb. And it is a 10.0 out of 10.
The Breaking Bad episode, for those that don't know.
Yeah. The second to last episode of Breaking Bad, widely regarded as like the best episode of TV ever. And the only thing in front of last night's episode, In the Name of the Mother, is Ozymandias. So maybe it's not a full 10 out of 10. Maybe you don't have to shave your head. But that ranking is all time. I mean, we're talking about an all-time episode of television. When Dunk freezes in the beginning, and then it does that zoom in and goes through the back.
That's one of the best shots I've ever seen.
It's amazing.
I said
that was crazy.
Clem is shaving the fuck out of that head. We were like 5 seconds in, and I was like, oh, this guy's cooked.
And we said at the beginning of the series, they're going to have to earn costumes from us. Finale next week. We got to pull the costumes out. I already ordered mine on Amazon. We're doing it.
Nick Hammy's getting game used fucking Roman Empire shit, it sounds like right now.
One of us has to stab ourselves in the side.
Can we go live for the finale next week? We have to, right?
Well, I think everybody needs like one injury next week. Like someone's got to shed some blood. Everyone has to shed a little bit of blood. By the way, the finale, the second to last penultimate is always like the big deal. But I saw the little trailer for final episode. That looks fucking great too. Like there's some great moments with Lionel Baratheon. It looks like Dunk kind of tries to move on from Egg. Like they definitely left a little bit more meat on the bone, which is good, so we don't.
And just let me say, as a book reader, like I'm excited now because it's like it's kind of in uncharted territory. Like there's not much left in the book. I mean, there's still some wrapping up, but now I'm like they might just hit us with another awesome scene. Like the showrunners are good writers. Which is like unexpected.
Novel
it's
concept.
been years.
Yeah.
I mean, they're literally saving the franchise right now.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, can we sub in Ira Parker for House of the Dragon? I mean, I know it's probably got to be it's airing soon, so it's got to be shot. But maybe like we just call that non-canon and we have like an alt universe that Ira Parker just like redoes it all. Maybe he just redoes everything.
Last week we were talking about that crazy theory of his where it was going to be like a 20-year show where like every 5 years they jump in. And if there's even a fraction of that comes true, it's all going to be made up stuff, right? Like, because there's nothing left about Dunk.
Well, George says he's going to write like 12 more series.
Stop it. There's nothing currently written.
Apparently
there's two more stories.
Give them some stuff. Yeah, there's 2 more stories, and then apparently he gave them, I think it might have been like 12 more.
Yeah, but
that he's like, here you go.
He gave them King Bran. You know, he said, "Oh, Bran ends up on," and it's like the show. But this guy's not going to screw it up. It seems like.
Even the little changes. So I watched the heavy spoilers breakdown of this episode because I was so fired up. I just needed all the content I could get. And there were little things like he says that in the book, Rafe is implied to be a boy, and it's just like one of his boys that he grew up with and whatnot.
Rafe's also in like the 3rd story.
Like that's such a good change to do that, and they give him almost like. We'll get into it, but it reminded me of like the beginning of Up when they're like sitting there as kids talking about their future. It's like so heartbreaking to see what comes of it. And I don't think it would have had that effect if it was just like, oh yeah, one of his boys that he used to smuggle.
The flashbacks are not part of it. Like they're not in the book. Like there's every now and then Dunk will say like, that whole flashback, like Rafe, they mention Rafe putting like in the book. It's like, he's just like, oh, we used to like pull heads off spikes and chase girls around with them. And that's like all you hear about Rafe and Pudding and Ferret. But like all of that's original. Like that whole scenario of Rafe is so completely original.
And
so
to
that's
spend
why
that much time on a flashback in an episode like this, in the midst of a battle, and not have me be like, fuck this.
Bro, but there's a lot of people out there that are like that. And I'll admit, like, so he, it cuts to black, it cuts to him. I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure that's a young Dunk, but like maybe we, is it sideways? Is it backwards? Whatever. And then it kept going. And there was a moment where I was like, this is supposed to be the battle episode. What's going on here? Mm-hmm. But then when it unfolds, you realize it's like insanely important to the character of Sir Duncan. Like it explains the whole reason why he's willing to like die for this stranger. And there are people out there complaining about the flashback. And I hate to be one of those, like, you're just not smart enough. Like, you don't understand it. But, like, I literally don't think you understood the flashback if you don't get the importance of that.
A lot of people are saying Sir Duncan the Tall wasn't the one who won that fight. Dunk of Flea Bottom is who won that fight. That motherfucker has capital letters, italics, bold, flashing, fucking darkest black, grit. That motherfucker, that guy was like a torn Achilles, and he's just hobbling, following some dude who like saved his life around for months at a time. Yo, nothing hits more than watching someone shiver as they sleep. Because anyone who's ever like woken up in like a 70-degree house without a blanket, it's like, oh my God, I'm gonna die right now. This dude was outside doing that. Unbelievable. And that is like, that tells you all you need about Dunk, man. Pure grit.
Dude, I had somebody commenting saying like didn't like the episode. Sir Dunk is supposed to be this like historically known knight, and he got his shit rocked like right away. I was like, bro, this is why he's historically known, is that he survived. To be honest, it's right on the border of silly for me, like that he survived all that. There's a part of me that's like,
he got stabbed. Like.
Yeah, like it was honestly Monty Python, like just a flush through type shit.
I thought about Monty Python during this. Yes,
I thought he was gonna die. I legit thought he was going to die because I was like, first of all, Brand had said to me, if no spoilers, but like this episode is the one you guys might want to film live reactions.
Oh, I should have done that.
Then I'm thinking to myself, well, it is a standalone story. It's like Rogue One, the planet getting blown up. It's like, we don't fucking need these people, so we could wipe them out. And then he gets stabbed like 8,000.
And I mean, it's Game of Thrones. They kill off the main character.
Ned starts
and
that,
it's not called Dunk and Egg. It's called Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and it's like maybe we're gonna follow like Raymond Fossaway the rest of the way.
Different night.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, the joust off the rip right through his stomach. I was like, he's gonna die
right away.
And
right
then
away.
2 shots with the mace. And then like a knife to the eye, and then just like 1,000 stabs, and he just keeps on going. So that's why he's historically known, is because he survived this. Like, is that what it's like in the book, by the way?
Yeah. Well, it's when you read it and you're like, oh, he got caught. I mean, it definitely says he got like stabbed in the side, but like when you see it, when you read it, you're like, I guess he's okay because you don't have to look at it. But when you look at it, you're like, isn't this guy gonna die? But also on the historic thing, it's like this is the beginning of Sir Duncan the Tall, so it's like. He give him like 30 more years. He's going to establish himself.
Yeah,
but he's also supposed to be like a teenager, Claffy looks like a, he's a man. He's supposed to be a little bit younger. So
we said this last week and I already meant it. But that guy not being an actor and being able to
he's an actor now.
He is a fucking actor now. I mean, slumped over, the wake up, the dragging by the feet, like all of that was epic acting.
Like give him an Emmy.
Rugby player.
Emmy,
that dude
right now.
He acts nervous better than anybody. Like when he was sewing, for some reason I was like, he was sewing and he was like clearly nervous, and I was like, I'm nervous for this guy. Like eventually they have him throwing up to show like, okay, he's very clearly nervous. But I was like, this guy I could feel him, and it's like, he's brand new.
I love the throwing up scene right before they start, because that was the most relatable a night has ever been to me. I throw up before things that I'm nervous for. And I saw Peter Claffey in the post show said, oh, yeah, when I went into the casting office, I said, I got to go to the bathroom, and I puked everywhere because I was so nervous.
There you go. Yeah, that was in Trial by 7.
They're throwing it in there for him. I loved Baelor like giving the orders as they're puking. I wrote down, from the book, apparently, as well, their plan was just to use longer lances, which is exactly what we've been saying the whole season.
When I heard you guys say that, I was like, oh, they nailed it.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that when he said it. And then I wrote down, too, Beesbury's mustache. Oh, my God. You see that mustache, you go, you're not making it out of this battle, buddy.
You're cooked. You're cooked, dude.
Bro, we said that last week. The Humphreys are cooked. You can't be named Humphrey and win a joust in the trial at 7. R.I.P. Sir Humphrey Beesbury and Sir Humphrey Harding. Because they're like, Beesbury and Harding went down. It's like, we had those guys.
No kidding.
Yeah,
we needed 2 names to kill, bro. You know what I really liked? My favorite little subtle thing was Dunk and Arian just wrestling in the mud. Like, that's kind of what I would imagine those battles were actually like. All of these dance fights, like lightsaber type battles. That was just 2 guys rolling around in the mud, like, like that. Yes. I think is a real battle and when he sliced his like artery in his leg.
Oh, I know.
I'm surprised. That's another thing. I was like, that guy's dead within like 30 seconds as far as my understanding of the human body. But that was so gritty and grimy. I was like, this is a real battle.
The amount of wincing I did during this episode, just the whole time. Ugh.
Thrones gruesomeness officially back. Remember, we're like, oh, are they going to bring it? It's back big time. And Kev, kind of like you said, like with the Sir Duncan the Tall, and granted, all his like accolades will come in his great moments. But I think like you see that fight, and anyone who's there knows how just sloppy it was, and that's probably what most of these fights were like. But then when you get someone who sings a song about it, or they tell the story, it's these 2 titans and they were fighting, and it becomes the lightsaber dance fights in your mind, and it's just 2 dudes just trying not to die. That's all it really is. It's gritty as fuck. But then through the years, people will tell the stories, and then Sir Dunk the Tall has never, been stabbed, basically.
Right. It's William Wallace. You become, 6'10" with lightning shooting on your ass, when in reality you were just like, doing whatever you can to. You know what it is? It's It's Rocky. It's Rocky. Like,
I said last week it was Creed, and then he has the eye this week.
Like, there's just something about, there's a reason why the Russians even started rooting for Rocky, because when some guy just gets beat up that much and he keeps going, eventually you're like, I'm rooting for this guy, Even that
when the crowd was chanting for him, that was so good. They had me. Hook, line, and sinker. The whole episode, they had me.
I'm sorry, Rocky, I think it's but Rocky at least had some training, a good trainer. Our boy Dunk is Homer Simpson in the boxing ring. He just wasn't even fighting. He was just getting his ass kicked the whole time. And then the guy's so tired, and then Homer just pushes him over, knockout. Our boy Dunk.
I swear to God, during the first minute or 2 of this battle, I was like, oh, this is what it was like watching McGregor take on Habib. I was like, can he do it? And then immediately I was like, oh no, never mind. He definitely can't.
What was the the biggest moment, the biggest gasp, like you said, you were gasping and wincing of the whole episode was Rafe getting her throat slit. I let out that because they just did it so quick. It was like I knew she was in trouble, but I thought it was going to be, throw her up against the wall and tease her with the knife. Boom, he just does it, and I legitimately went like gasped when I mean
that was Catelyn Stark all over again.
That was 30 seconds after she takes the knife too. Like she takes the knife and gives the little smirk, and it's like, all right, like something's about. But before you even have time to process your thought, she's dead.
I mean, by the way, if you're gonna steal a soldier's knife, like run or use it or keep a look over your shoulder. Don't just let him on you and kill you, man. Jesus.
I got blood in my eye. Did you guys get any? You guys get blood in your face? I was like, oh, what the fuck is this? It's 10 and 15 at night. I can't have blood in my face.
It's 4D all of a sudden. Yeah.
This is so good. This was so good. I'm so happy that Thrones is back in a positive way. Like, even, I know you guys are probably still higher on House of the Dragon than I am. And there were, like, thinking back, there were definitely moments where dressed up. There was some battles, cool dragon stuff. But, like, overall, it felt like I was always trying to make it good. Like, trying to find the good, ignore the bad, argue against the haters. No, it's still great. And that's kind of a sign that it's not great. It might be good, but, like, if you have to make that argument, it's like, clearly it's not a hit. This is a hit. This is a hit. And I'm almost mad at myself for, like, I was anti. I was like, this is short and comedy. This is not my Thrones. When I interviewed Peter, I was like, yeah, I'll talk to him and like it's cool. Now I'm like, oh my God. And I hope they have the ability to run it back. Like I said last week, maybe the magic, the secret sauce is short episode, short season, no fat. You don't have to build that much of a world. You just hit them with heat, Maybe doing a 10 episode, 1 hour season is harder, but they need to give it a try because it's so good.
Brian, I got a question for you book wise. Like we heard going into this, how great the books were and the book lovers were like, you guys are going to enjoy this if they do it right. Are these books high on the book readers, like best stories, or is this just like a fun one that people seem to like?
I personally, to me, the appeal of like the main story.
Wait, I just recognized your shirt.
I just realized the shirt in the same exact moment. Oh,
that's really cool.
You got to go on YouTube to check that out. Yeah.
Okay,
but
continue.
It's so big, so sprawling. There are so many more stories in the main story than we get in the show. Like it is the reason it's not done is because it went like 10,000 different ways. But I really did enjoy these as like little slice of life Westeros. I think a lot of people really like them. I was concerned about how it was going to translate to TV, and I'm like not worried because they've done this so well. But like the next one is like, I don't know. I think it's like slightly smaller, but now that they're introducing flashbacks and they're telling like other stories, they can take it a lot of different directions. So I think it's good because it's like, I guess it's not finished, but they're so standalone, so you feel much more satisfied than like, we just don't have an end, and the end that the other showrunners wrote, like, we don't really like. So,
Dude,
like
I hate to say it because it's like kind of lame. It's like, but it's sort of like content in the world, like the world of content, it's like everything is shorter and more to the point and grasp you and you finish it and you gotta be, and like, I like my television and my movies to be a little more, can tell a tale and an epic story. But there is something about like they just hit you with 30 solid. Like if you think about some of those Thrones episodes, okay, those episodes are 56 minutes, but 20 of them are like montages and bullshit and characters you don't care about. And so maybe they just kind of figured out the formula for right now. And also, if they're going to take some creative license with those stories, like maybe the next two books aren't that big of a deal, but if they spice it up the same way they did this and they hit, then, it's
crazy what they did with so little though. I tried to compare it like with like amount of pages, but I know that like the print could be different. But it's basically like that story was basically, I think, to like the point in the main story where Joffrey and Arya fight at the river, and the wolf comes and saves her.
Oh,
that's
wow.
like that's it, if it ended there. They were like, that's it.
It's
It's like halfway through season 1. You know,
That's
and it's like, I guess
crazy,
that makes
yeah.
sense because it's not as many episodes and the episodes are shorter. But it's like in terms of pages and like what they had to go with. Again, like a lot of people who read the books were like, "There's just not that much there. It's a good story, but can you get it there?" And I mean, man, they did.
Does the short episodes bother you guys? Like I in the moment it ends and I'm like in my head I'm like, A, that was quick, and B, I wish there was more. But now like today, as long as you give me like a bunch of things to talk about,
Yeah,
whether you
I
do it in
wasn't
30
bothered, to
minutes
be
or
honest.
50 minutes, I don't really care.
I wasn't
So
bothered.
yeah, it's like just again the same thing as content. It's like I don't know if you watch a YouTube video that's really good in like 3 minutes, it doesn't need to be 20. It's
Yeah.
as long as
And
you get
I'd
the
rather
job done.
every week leaves me wanting more and not leaves me like looking at my phone like, when is this one going to wrap up?
Yeah,
Like
I haven't been on my phone once.
Exactly. And that might be part of what you're saying. Like, I also prefer like 60-minute television, I feel like. So a show like The Penguin, like I can't imagine that being 30-minute episodes or something. But there's also a lot of loose ends and a lot of like split with the audience you could have. Like a House of the Dragon, they do
Yes.
60 minutes and the audience is split. Some people love it, some people hate it. You do 30 minutes and just give us the good stuff. Again, I think it is sort of what you're saying. It's like just the way like media and culture is going, it leaves it up to be less polarizing. You have way less loose ends to tie up. Like,
And
think
way
about
less
at that point
characters.
in season one of Thrones, the Joffrey and Arya scene. Like, at that point, you've already had so many families and different things introduced where it's like, if it ended there, it'd be like, we barely even got a story. At this point, they focus it in. There's like two loose ends,
I mean,
like
you have, the Targaryens have a few people, but this is the Dunk and Egg show with a
exactly.
couple characters,
Mhm.
and what really at the end of the day, showrunners, writers, all that shit. Yes, yes, yes. But the fact they just nailed it with Peter Claffey and Dexter or
Nailed
whatever.
it. I tweeted, I
Like,
said, how did they find a kid and a rugby player this fucking good at acting? And everyone's agreeing. Everyone. Like, there's nobody being like, they're not that good. Everyone's like, we know. It's crazy.
I'm gonna be screaming, "Get up, sir!" for the next
No.
6 months.
Dude,
Get up, sir!
His
Get
weight
away!
scream, his weight
Oh,
was one of the greatest moments in Game of Thrones history.
I fucking
That was
love
incredible. He
They
screamed
told
it
that
like an
kid,
R2
save
whale
a
or something.
person's life with your scream. And he just
Yeah,
did it. He
did
was
it.
like, I have that in my arsenal. I'm 9 and I can do that. Like, I can't get my 9-year-old to brush his teeth. But this kid is like on a set taking direction and nailing it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
He's also dropping spoilers left and right. So you got to stop.
I know.
Have you seen
Oh my
that?
God.
Oh, really?
Some of the and they're like book spoilers that apparently book readers have been wanting to know for like 20 years. And he's like,
Yeah.
well, Judge
He's
told us.
spoiling casting, and I don't know if we should say it. He's spoiling casting, and he's spoiling like the story. I'm like,
Yeah.
but it's like
Of Dunk and
spoiling.
Egg?
He's like, I don't know. I don't even want to say, it, but it's just like he's been told
future
stuff that-
Dunkin' Egg that connects to Game of Thrones. Like there's like again, I don't want to spoil it for people that don't want to spoil, but there's a big question that was looming over book readers for years about Dunkin' Egg, and he just said it while making like a sock puppet out of pipe cleaners on a talk show.
But again,
Peter
you put a
Claffey's next to him
10-year-old
being
on
like,
like a TikTok
"No, no, no,
live.
no, no."
It's like, and Dunk keeps going.
He's like,
You didn't-
no.
He's
"We
looking
don't
around
really
the other
know that
people
for
like, you didn't hear
sure."
that. I'm like,
Yeah.
poor kid. I mean, like, I hope the kid never realizes that he did that because
Is there,
Someone had a tweet that said like, my client does not understand the concept of spoilers. He should be let go.
I love him. That makes me. It's even more endearing. It's not. Does it have anything to do with Brienne of Tarth? Is that
No.
okay? Because I was thinking that to me is another. That's not like confirmed ever in the books, right? That's just rumored.
It's like hinted at in that she finds, or I can't remember if she finds or she's like remembering that once she found a shield that looks a lot like
The tree.
Dunk's shield.
Okay,
Oh,
so,
and that
for those who
shield,
don't
that
know, the
poor
rumor is that
shield.
Dunk
Right away,
is
gone.
what's that?
His shield too. Just the fact that right away it's
Yeah,
destroyed.
see ya. Yeah.
That blacksmith sucks. I saw Ken
You know
Jackson.
what?
The armor sucks. The shield he built sucks. He wanted to boil him in oil, and the guy's like, "No, use wine. That guy's gonna die."
In oil.
Blacksmith, get him out of here. He looks cool. He is a fucking shitty.
Bro.
Thank God
that
Baylor
guy-
made it like a few more minutes because
Yeah.
they would have been pouring oil into this guy's guts.
He said boil him with oil as if it was like get him a Band-Aid and some Bactine. Like,
Yeah.
what? No, we're not boiling him in oil. But I was gonna say, so if you don't know that rumor is that Dunk is Brienne of Tarth's father, and I think that could be because who's the mother, and does Dunk have a
That could be cool.
romantic relationship, and there's at least some they can tell standalone stories, but there's at least stuff that connects to the big plot that I think they can work with. And by the way, Baylor with a half a skull was awesome.
Oh my God.
That was
And he says, what does he say? His line, he's like, my fingers feel like wood.
Wood. Yeah.
As
When he
soon
said
as he said
that,
that, I was like, oh no.
and then the guys behind him are like, they take a look and they're like, oh.
And that, I don't know if it said it in the closed captioning, but I'm calling it. We got some squelching.
Squelching.
There was a little squelching going on. They
Squelch.
took that helmet off, man.
Yep. And then I didn't even put together that was the prophecy, because
I know the dragon
Taylor falls on top of him, and it's like the dragon died on top of you. I kept thinking that was going to obviously be Aegon when he kills him, and it ends up.
But do people get like that's the prince? Like that guy is next in line to be king, so it is like a massive, massive deal, and that's just like at this random tournament, and
that's kind of how the path starts to get cleared for Egg, right? So he's out. So then it would go Aegon after him.
We definitely got it wrong last week. People
son.
were mad at us for that. Yeah.
Okay.
Valar.
Apparently Egg is still pretty far away, I think.
Yeah. Egg is the fourth son of a fourth son. So Maekar has Baelor in front of him. I think there's an Aerys, a Rhaegal, then there's Maekar. And then
Maekar's the one that delivered the blow, right?
Maekar, yeah.
And that's his brother. So that's his brother killed him.
He has like basically the white hair, and he's like, it seems like a decent dude, though. He's not an asshole.
Well, and if you look at the clip where the mace hit happens, he's kind of like he's spinning around. Like not like I'm standing over you and I whack you.
Yeah. At least in the book, and maybe we'll see this in the next episode. It's like he definitely was like, I'm trying to kill my brother. Like they are tight. Like they probably have some.
The hammer and anvil story. Awesome.
Well, see, that's what I don't know if people really get. Like, they are running Thrones back, because you know how all Game of Thrones was like, in some ways, I was like, Game of Thrones is the epilogue to Robert's Rebellion. Like, if you go into the lore, like Robert's Rebellion is like the main story that you never get to see. This, like the Blackfire Rebellion, there isn't as much written about it. It's all kind of like lore-ish, but like it's a great backdrop. And now, if we have good writers to fill it in with flashbacks, that's going to be really cool, because there's 4. I think I saw somewhere there's 6 Blackfire Rebellions. I thought there was 4, but the first one is all that's happened.
Bro, it's crazy. George, how many times can they rebel?
George, just write one rebellion and get it done. You don't need 6 at a time.
Yeah.
Boys, was anyone else thinking that Aegon was going to pull some Ric Flair shit, like throw some dirt in his face and stab him? Like, I was shocked he had honor there.
When he is holding his head and he's like, tell him, and he's slowly, I will, and I thought it was going to be like, never surrender. That guy, I couldn't believe that guy of all people just like, I guess he's a cowardly, like it's tapping out. It's like your boy Connor tapping.
Yeah.
But
all right.
It really is. There's a lot of parallels. Dude, honestly, he's horrible to women. He bullies people, and he gets his ass kicked when it counts. I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, that's all fair. That's all correct. What I literally said to Lady Fox when he pulls him over, I was like, oh my God, this is going to be like when someone taps out, but the ref doesn't see it. Like I was all like I was into the WWE of it all immediately. I also had a few random notes, like going back to the title card. I just wanted to note what a stark difference from the title card this week from the first 2 episodes. We get shit in the first episode. Sir Arlen's big dick. When the title card hit this week, after they do the like, I'll hunt you down with dogs, and then Egg like barks back and smiles and then realizes like, oh, this isn't the time to smile, actually. Like, I felt it in my chest when it hit Night of the Seven Kingdoms. That was so cool.
There was a lot of like graphic shit too. Wasn't there like a pig eating a head or something like that? Like,
they showed it would look like a double-headed pig for a second.
Yeah, whatever that was like a grim, gruesome, we ain't in Kansas anymore. This is like you're
I think Sir Harlan just lops that guy's head off, and then a pig goes straight after it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, also Sir Arlen being an absolute badass, not in the books. I mean, like hinted
while he's puking too. How about that?
Not in the books.
I thought
he's mid-puke.
I mean, he's a badass, but he's not like. He's like a drunk who can swing a sword. I mean, I was thinking, imagine being so shit-faced, you're puking. That's like the peak of being shit-faced, and you're still out They're killing people and fighting.
Or does he have a little nervousness about him too? Was that a little bit like, oh my God, I'm about to do this. Like, oh, I'm nervous about this. I'm drunk already. And then it just came out.
And then what was that like Valerian or something that he was singing and screaming in when he was drunk?
Dothraki.
Dothraki.
It was. It said in the captions, and I loved. There's a tweet going viral today. Y'all mind if a white boy speak a little Dothraki?
that makes it even better. And the way that Dunk was like walking like 100 yards behind him, like I'm with this guy, but I can't like roll with him. Oh, it was just.
And I couldn't tell if at first did he truly not notice this fucking kid hobbling alongside him, or was he trying to make Dunk prove himself? Like, if he follows me to wherever, then it's like, all right, kid, you're worth something. How far did he go? Brendan, you're the map guy. How far
get the map out. How far did Dunk and Arian walk? Like,
well, it's not in the book, so we don't know exactly. But from the way it looks like they're walking south because you have it and you have the water to the east. But you can't really tell. I'm trying to figure out where the river, where the Blackwater is like cutting in.
When he's robbing the bodies, when they're looking for the gold teeth, someone said that was King's Landing. Is that true?
Yes, that was King's Landing in the background. Some people are saying that was the Battle of the Redgrass Fields, which is the end of the first Blackfire Rebellion. I don't know if that quite. It's definitely like a Blackfire Rebellion battle. Like that's what it's like hinted at. And the guy who's dying is a Frey, because the Freys were on the Blackfire side. So they like loot him, they rob him, and then that guy doesn't want anything that is a Blackfire because the Blackfires have now lost.
Yeah.
Bro, give that guy an Emmy. One of the best death acting I've ever seen. Both him and Rafe. I was like, I said, this is great death acting in this episode. That guy, his eyes rolling, and the mom, and like the guttural groans, and then her like gasping for air when she was bleeding out. Both of those like small, obviously bit roles, but big impact in this episode.
Really, even just seeing them try to get the horse off and then they're trying to drag him out and like no progress. They're not even making they're not budging it.
Bro, you're not moving a horse.
Yeah, no, I like that. And then the way they made Flea Bottom look, I thought was such a good contrast to, again, we talked about it last week. I think I brought it up, how bright a lot of this show has looked, where it's a lot of like sunshine and green grass. And then Flea Bottom is like gray, absolutely just different shades of gray the whole time. The rats climbing all over the guy's body when they first cut to it. Like that was traumatizing for me right away.
When Dunk was like, maybe this is as good as it gets. And Rafe's like, well, then that's a bad fucking sign, man. That's not good.
They are also like children who plan to like sail to Essos. I'm like, I don't know if it's going to be good for you, especially little girl. Like,
it's up. I'm telling you, they had an up story. They have this like great big dreams of like making it to this faraway land, and they get stopped, unfortunately. Yeah, by Alistair, which great casting on this guy. Just looking like an absolute scumbag. His like no hand, him being just a creep to her the whole time. I thought that was all really good. Rafe bringing up the dead mom, that wasn't cool. She's like, your dead mother.
That was fun.
I
like the instant apology though. Like
she knew right away. Yeah.
Dude,
and then even just the way they cut from the flashback back to the battle with Get Up. That reminded me of like Creed. Of again,
that's the Mick. That's
Apollo, and he's
get up. Like, there are some things that are just in storytelling and movies and books and television just universal, and like a guy getting his ass kicked and standing up, and somebody yelling at him to get up, a kid, an old man. It's all of the cliches.
Dude, Steve Rogers, Endgame, tightening the shield one more time, facing down the army before the portals even open. He's like, all right, it's me versus all of them. Like, it gets me bumped up every time. Look at the goosebumps.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you
got him, yeah. But
this is the best. How can you not?
You bring that up, and obviously this lends itself to comparison. So like, where do you put it? You know, you got Battle of the Bastards, you got the Blackwater Bay, you've got Mountain Viper, Trial by Combat, all of those. Where do you rank this?
Is this just battles, or is this episodes? Because like Reigns of Castamere is like a
no. I would say altercation. So like a battle, or the Mountain versus the Viper was just two guys, but like a fight or something like that.
I think now off the top of my head, I want to say top 5. I don't think it's Battle of the Bastards. I don't even know if I would put it in terms of
definitely top 5, Rob.
Right, it is. But like, here's my one thing about the battle. The one tiny criticism I will have, I would have liked to see more outside of Dunk.
Yes.
You know, it was,
Yes.
and I understand like focusing in on his POV made it like claustrophobic and like you almost get the sense of chaos. Like, I don't even know what's going on around me.
First
And the way
person,
they
yeah.
did the audio too, where they get like his hearing, then our hearing, then like that was all really well done. But I did kind of want to see like, what's Lionel Baratheon up to with his fucking awesome
That was the
armor?
guy with his
Like that kind of stuff.
antlers and shit like that.
Yeah.
I wanted to see him. I wanted to see the Fossa. I thought there was going to be a Fossaway bowl, you know, a Clegane
Yes.
bowl, a
Yeah.
Fossaway bowl. And I'm hoping, I don't think it's probably budget wise and storytelling wise, it's probably over. I could see them opening up next episode with like some of those scenes somehow.
Showing what happened to some of them or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we don't know who killed Burnsby or whatever. We don't know who
anything.
like who actually killed them, right? It was just
And
like they died on
to
the
be
first.
honest, if you're gonna do trial by 7, if you're gonna do it that way, it should have just been trial by combat. You know what I mean? Like there really wasn't much.
Kinda, yeah.
The
I
build
saw a
up,
tweet too of showing Baylor and showing the Viper being like, do not volunteer to fight for anyone in Game of Thrones. And then it showed Bronn kicking his feet up and he was like, oh, why not?
I hope that if that doesn't happen, let's use AI powers for good instead of evil. Someone out there with like Seed 2.0 or whatever, make me a full trial by 7 Game of Thrones video. Show me Lionel, show me all those guys fighting. I'll watch the shit out of that.
So
Lionel's armor, by the way, I tweeted the antlers on the armor. Oh,
So gangster.
hard.
He looked awesome.
in terms
Probably
of
very
battles,
impractical. Probably like throws the weight.
Way
of the-
impractical.
I was thinking the same thing.
Just grab his antlers.
Yeah, somebody just grabs that. And it's like this is
So Battle of the Bastards, we're talking this, we're talking Castle Black, right? That was
Castle
like
Black,
a fun battle. That
yeah.
one shot is awesome. I think we can all agree though, number one Battle of Winterfell, right? Just absolutely fantastic. I mean, look how far we've come, boys. Look how far we've come with characters.
I know. We had a random this Hedge knight who could barely fight is better than the Battle of Winterfell in terms
Well,
of
that's
battle.
what drives me nuts. Is it's like I love that it's good, but also there's my other half of my brain is just thinking about all the failed ones, like
And
the
I'm
Clegane,
with
like
you.
the final battle of the Mountain and the Hound. When you, like remember
Oh,
that
that one I thought
barely?
was kind of cool though.
What?
Of all the things in the finale, that was decent. The
It
Clegane
was
Bowl.
decent, but like I don't know, you just gets hit by the rocks and like that to me should be the same way I think of Mountain and Viper. I think
Yeah.
the Mountain and the Hound should have been. And
Yeah, you're right.
and
That
the
should have
Long
been
Night
Stone
battle
Cold,
was
The
so
Rock,
bad.
WrestleMania. Yeah.
Right. So
And-
it just highlights like when they get it right, it reminds me of when they got it wrong.
And I think that's the biggest thing to take away from this season. And even like you're saying, half-hour shows, if you want more and want less, we can build on this now. And I think that's the biggest takeaway we should have from season 1 of Dunk and Egg. Dunk and Egg, right? I was saying the Dunk and the Egg, and people are like, Clem, you clearly don't know what you're talking about. So, but like now it's like you see the sigils, like, oh, cool, we're back in Westeros. It's like, oh no, we can get to that Thrones level of storytelling. And Bren, you probably got all the stories, the Blackfire Rebellion, Robert's Rebellion, all these, every fucking rebellion, Aegon's Conquest. We could do all this shit. And now the people at HBO or fuck Netflix or whoever owns it in a year or whatever, they're going to be like, this thing can make us money. This thing can be awesome. It could be, I mean, honestly, number one pop culture property when everything's clicking, right? Like, I don't think anything has touched where
Maybe
Thrones
Star
was.
Wars, but like Thrones.
Star Wars or Marvel, like Endgame, it takes like literally like Endgame it would take to take over the culture.
And-
like Game
and
of
they
Thrones can
did-
do Sunday nights.
They do this with a quarter of the budget. You don't think the
That's
HBO
crazy, I
and
know.
now Netflix execs are going, let's put a battery in the back. You get a blank check, and these guys can now go. Brent, you were the one who said to me that you thought of this as like an audition to see which will work in a bigger scale, right?
Yeah. And I mean, again, the storytelling, being able to tell like these smaller stories, it makes me wonder like how they will do Aegon's conquest, because it's just like, I mean, if you want to make money, you might as well try this. I think a really cool idea, we're speaking about other franchises, because obviously you think, all right, it's got to be about Aegon. I think Aegon should be the Thanos. And because he just wipes everybody out. He just dominates. And I don't know. To me, that's like kind of a hard story to tell, because it's just like,
Hard to root for.
you're an ass kicker. You're the only one with dragons.
Yeah.
But if you tell it from the perspective, you'd have to create these characters, because those like smaller characters aren't really in it. I mean, you could tell like the the Lord of Lannister, and the Tyrells aren't even in it. It's the Gardeners who rule the Reach, but like they get their asses kicked. So they've got things called
Could
the
be like
Field
Infinity
of
War,
Fire.
like
it
you're
would be
saying,
very
like
dragon heavy, which I guess a lot of people want. But then when you see the success of this without that, I'm like, do you want to go that direction? But then you have the Blackfire Rebellion, which isn't dragons and is like, in some ways I'm like, what would you think if like they just bring Baelor back because they want to tell that story because he's the ass kicker? But it's like sometimes that cheapens it where it's like, okay, he's not really dead, but it would have to be a prequel. You wouldn't bring him back to life.
Yeah.
But like sometimes it's like, oh, he's gone. He was in this little. It's like, they didn't bring Oberyn Martell back. Oberyn Martell's in like 7 episodes. He's one of the best characters of all time.
I know. Man. Same thing. Sometimes you don't need it to, it doesn't need to be long to have a big impact. But I almost worry. This now feels like at the end of Game of Thrones when they greenlit 10 spinoffs because they were like, this is amazing. And then they were like, okay, we lost our head for a second, rein it in. Now I wonder if they're going to reopen it. And it'd
be amazing if they just occasionally said no to the money. Like, we want to do this, but we don't have a good story. So like we don't, it's like, it's all a good story in terms of what George wrote, but it's just like, if we can't pull it together, maybe we shouldn't do it.
I'm begging them to not do that with Star Wars. They gave Benioff and Weiss a Star Wars trilogy after Game of Thrones. They didn't say you could do a Star Wars movie now. They said trilogy, signed off on. And then as soon as Game of Thrones came out, they were like, we're going to rescind that offer, actually. And I'm not even positive that would have sucked. Maybe if they would have taken like source material, like Knights of the Old Republic book stuff, maybe they could have made that work. But just like, why are we signing off Game of Thrones, Star Wars, Marvel? Why are we signing off trilogies to anyone right now?
Anybody. Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
I do think everyone lost their head, and it also was a different time, 2019, then 2020 comes and the whole world kind of got reset as well. But I do think there's some parallels between this show and Andor, right? Where it's like, okay, this can work. It's done in a TV form. It's a format it's a show that I don't think a lot of people thought how good it was going to be. And now when you rewatch stuff, it makes that stuff better as well. So this is a win, just like Andor was a win. But like, Bob, let's be honest. We're still nervous about where Star Wars is going to go. They're going to start collecting W's here, And same with
they still have like a lot to prove. Like I think this green lights more episodes, maybe another spin-off. Like it restores glory to the Game of Thrones realm, and it signals to the powers that be that it's a success. Like forget about the storytelling. This is just like, oh, we can make money on this again, but you still got a long way to go. You know what? It also reminds me of True Detective. True Detective season 1, like maybe Ira Parker like zeroed in on this and smoked it. And now if they ask you to build it all out, it's like, whoa, that's a lot more. So there's still a lot of work to
Vince
go into.
Vaughn, season 2.
Also, what if House of Dragon is like, it could go either way. Like,
what if it's sick?
It's not.
What if it's that great?
I'm so down on it. These guys always tell me to shut up. I just feel like the George saying like he hates it, it makes me think that he should not have said that. That really poisoned the well on that one. But if they open up with that battle and it's good, how about this? Do you think I know this. The other Game of Thrones actors and writers and shit must deep down hate this. I think this is like when Landon Donovan got left off the men's national team. And then they lost, and he was just sitting at home like, oh, whoops. And it's like,
do you think some of them are thinking like this will change the perception? It won't make people go back and be like, actually, the final season was good. But like, just like people will, the first thing that comes up with Thrones won't be like, oh, they really fumbled at the goal line. Like, do you think any of them will look maybe? I don't know.
It kind of makes you want to do a rewatch.
It kind of does.
That will happen. And that's good for like HBO.
Yeah.
But the individuals, the actors and writers who were
they don't care.
part of the bad ones are like, oh, everyone loves this, but not mine. I think that
season 2 was screwed up by a writer's strike, right?
Yeah.
Sort of, yeah. And like
I feel like it is very weird to not end it with a battle. Like I think it's gonna be very weird to open it up with a battle because like a battle would be great, but like the outcomes of that battle are gonna feel very weird
you got to give us a great like recap, like
it almost should be
last season on,
It should be episode 2. Get back in, build up once again. That's why they fucked it up so bad. But I maybe it restores. I mean, I hope they get on the phone and say, hey, Ira, you want to come help?
Yeah,
join
I
us
mean,
on set.
in my mind, why I keep looking at season 3 glass half full more than anything is the characters are so good.
Yeah.
That I'm like Damon is so good. I think Rainier and Allison are so good at this point. I think
Allison's
their kids are so good.
amazing. Yeah, you know,
like
it's
the sea
Who's the
snake.
dude with
like,
one
they're-
eye?
The sea snake? Or no.
Damon.
Damon?
Eamon?
No, Eamon has one eye.
Damon,
Love
yes.
that guy. Love that.
He's great. Like, there's so many good characters. Kristen Cole is such a fucking scumbag in that show.
You know
like,
what? I'm back in on House of the Dragon, man. It's
Hon-
never been the story and the characters. It's been the television like execution where it's
Yes.
like, why is Damon just sleepwalking for 4 straight episodes in the
That
castle?
was rough.
Like,
Agreed.
but when you list out the dragons, the families, the kids, the chop and cheese or whatever those guys were, like all of that was
Chop and cheese.
awesome. What are their names?
That's
New
the
York
New York
Game of
bodega
Thrones.
nights right
Hey, chop and cheese.
But yeah, if House of the Dragon can capture like 1/10 of how much I like they'll be in good shape.
Oh my God, how excited I was for the episode yesterday. I really like House of the Dragon, but I've never been so excited for a game like a House of the Dragon episode as I was last night.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, if House of the Dragon, they have to be on it. Like almost HBO needs to watch the show, be honest with themselves, watch the battle, and then watch like the next whatever 7, 8, 10 episodes. And if that rest of that season sucks, battle, and then I don't know if you guys watch Winning Time, where they kind of like they cancel like the last 3 episodes. They kind of just wrap. Oh, by the way, the Lakers won this one.
Yeah.
Celtics is having those. They got to do that and be like, all right. And now A Night of the Seven Kingdoms comes in a year because I don't want the momentum from this to get the House of the Dragon take the wind out of the sails because I feel like that's going to happen if it's not a good season, right?
I certainly think so. That's why I think
Yeah.
it just the success like this just changes the dynamic of the whole business of it all. Where
Just changes everyone's mindset too. Going in, people are maybe a little more like into Thrones, into the universe, ready to go into the lore.
The main win is that Game of Thrones is like cool again and fun again and not a punchline and not a butt of the joke, you know?
And again, like I loved House of the Dragon season 1 especially, but still it felt like we were telling everyone, oh, you got to watch this. You got to watch this. And people were still kind of with the last season of Thrones. I don't know if I'll get into that. I remember Tommy and Glennie being like, I don't think I'll check that out. This one, I'm like, you guys have to check this out because it's the greatest thing. It's guaranteed you'll love it.
What's like, I'm trying to think of another show in recent years that I would put this on this level. Like it's high.
Penguin was the one I thought of.
Penguin's a good one.
Penguin I was recommending everyone. I didn't care if you were a comic book fan or not. I was like, you'll love this show. It's awesome.
That is good. Yes. That's a good
Andor a little, but Andor is pretty. You got to be a little bit of a nerd for that. A little bit more of a slow burn for sure.
Yeah. It's good.
I can't tell you how far they like outkicked their coverage on this. I was just like, I'm happy to watch it.
I know we're comparing it to our favorite shows we've recapped in the last few years.
I got a good comparison. And this is high praise, and I'm not saying it's as good as this, but it reminds me of the same thing where it was a short series, and I didn't really have expectations. I was like, I'll watch it anyway. Chernobyl. When I watched Chernobyl, I was like, oh, this will be an interesting story. And I walked away being like, that was the greatest 6 episodes of television I've ever watched in my life. So similar in that it was like no fat, one story, comes to an end, no expectations, and they blew me away. It's up there, though.
It's weird because it has the background of Game of Thrones, so it is like a franchise that was very successful. But also, when we turned on True Detective, I was like, I don't know, Matthew McConaughey. That was for Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson. I was just like, actors. I don't even know what this is about. And then I was like, that is obviously one of the best seasons of television of all time. But it's kind of like out of nowhere like that, where you're like, I don't really know what my expectations should be, and then it's really, really good.
When you don't have expectations, you can't fail to meet them. You know what I mean? The bar is nowhere on that.
And did they even drop the bar episode 1? Episode 1 is great, but did they drop it by giving us that shit scene right off the bat?
I still think that was very weird.
I think a lot of that shit was goofy and stupid, and then they were like a little rope-a-dope. Now it's
like we let our guard down, and all of a sudden, we care about these 2 characters more than anyone we've.
I feel like that's just a little quirk that you're gonna know as like the Ira Parker thing, where you're just gonna be like, and he's just gonna do something weird. He'll just do a little weird thing. Story will be great. He's just gonna throw like genitalia
Tarantino
right
with
in
feet.
your face, and then you just move on.
Yeah, he's a foot guy or something. Yeah. All right. Do you want to do our draft? Do you want to do our trial?
So yeah, Bren, were you aware of this? We're gonna do.
No, you guys do that.
If Barstool was trial by 7. Are we drafting? Like if Clem takes someone, are they off the board?
I think so. Yeah. We'll go back and forth.
And then we actually have to joust. We have to. This is actually happening, Kev.
Who gets first pick?
Give Clem first pick because he's minus Nick Hammy, who put the team together with him.
Yeah, you got to jump in, Brendan. You got to fill in for Nick.
Yeah.
Who's your first pick, Clem? I think there is a very clear-cut number one pick.
You think so?
I absolutely do.
All right. Well, fine. Take the first pick then.
Really?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. I think Feidelberg is a
Fuck, that was
yeah. I mean, I don't want to. I won't spoil it because we have other picks to make. There's maybe like one or two other people who are like actually tough and violent. That's whole company. Everything else is going to be like a joke pick. If I was to fight someone to the death, trial by combat, or fight alongside someone in a trial of 7, it's fucking John Feidelberg. He is a freak, man.
It might be just him.
Yeah.
The story of him and Gaz taking on the frat definitely gives him like
he's done. Yeah. He basically did a trial by 7 with 2 guys. Yeah. It was just him and Gaz versus 7 dudes. You know, the public stories, there's some behind the scenes stories I know of him taking care of business. He's the mountain. He's like made of stone.
Yeah.
Even
if he's not the best fighter, I do believe he has the grit of Dunk.
And you know what? He's
the best fighter though.
He is the best fighter. Yeah. He also would like love it. Like like John's favorite thing in life was wrestling YP. When YP left, he was like, he had no more purpose.
Part of him died.
And I could see Feidelberg.
He would volunteer.
Yes, he would volunteer. He'd be in the mud, in the fog, everyone's suiting up. And I could see Feidelberg like eating a banana. Like, are we ready to go? Okay, let's do this. And just like, bam, bam, bam.
Pops the helmet on right before, yeah.
He is number one with a bullet.
I'm really mad because I wanted to take him for all the reasons you guys said. Tough guy, also like glue guy, good guy, like good locker room guy, and also like Kev, you'd have to fight him, which would kind of fuck you up, right? So that's a big mental. Yeah, and Fights doesn't want to fight you either, but Fights is crazier in the head than you are, so it's not going to affect him as much. So I fucked that up by passing along the first pick. However, I do like
you get the next 2, Clem. You can take 2.
Yeah. Snake draft. Yeah.
Snake.
So I am taking a guy who literally fought a trial of 7 by him fucking self.
He was
talking Mr. Biz Nasty, who actually was fighting literal professional athletes, hockey guys, all-time hockey guy. I mean, anything you can say about Feidelberg, you can say about Biz. Great dude to be around. Guy who will fight, guy who does the right things, guy who would volunteer, guy who would literally open his house to people. They could throw wet towels wherever they want, give them kale salads, make them. I mean, anytime you interact with Biz, you just walk away with a smile on your face, and he literally could probably kill pretty much everyone in this company, which you would never know by the way he acted. Hey, what's up, Shay?
What's up?
It's Uncle Brent. Uncle Brent there?
What's up, Shay?
We're being nerds. We'll be done in a minute.
And he's used to fighting people with Irish accents, which you get.
I was gonna say he
in Game of
fought
Thrones.
gypsies. Yeah, that's like all of Flea Bottom. Yeah, I actually want to clarify. It's 1 and 1A. Like I don't want to disrespect Biz.
Of course, no, but Fights is your guy. So when you said Fights is our first pick, I said fair game.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So third pick.
So this was a guy. We're gonna talk fighting. We're gonna talk this. We're gonna talk. No. So by the way, we're not drafting like 7 guys because technically it's me and Nick.
Correct.
In this case, BC, you're now fucking. You got the armor on.
No. We got to come up with the best 7 versus 7. Stay true to it. It's got to be 7 versus 7. You guys got the teams you pick.
We're part of it.
We're in it.
So it's like
it's us plus 5.
It's us plus 5.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this guy. This is a little outside the box, and I honestly, Nick didn't have this guy because we're looking strategy as well, but I'm going with him here because I saw this man rile up a group of strangers and unite them, and I've seen him do it on TV. I've seen him do it in real life. I'm talking fucking Coach Gruden. His son.
A captain.
Have you ever seen his son? Yeah. His son is a fucking monster. So that's where those genes come from. Is from the coach himself. And you could talk about different guys.
He puts together the game plan for you.
Yes. Spider 2 Y Banana will be fucking you guys up on the battlefield the whole time. So I'm going Coach Gruden there, and I'll tell you.
Does he come with Jake too? Is Jake his squire?
I just love some combat.
He definitely gets Malsec. I love this guy, Gruden, man. This guy won a Super Bowl against his old team. They didn't even change the audibles. He knew. He could hear it. So this guy, out of everyone we pick, I guarantee no one else has a Super Bowl ring. So I'm going Coach Gruden here.
Fair, 20 years after the trial by 7, too, he's grabbing one of his teammates, being like, remember when we were on the battlefield?
All right, Bob, what do we got? We get 2 now?
You get to.
We get to now. The list I texted you, do we go with the next 2? Are they too easy? Are they too chalky?
I would say I think I would go with the last person on that list right now.
Are we going with them? All right, well, let's go with them. We mentioned him last week.
You need a little bit of crazy in a 7-on-7
Bosco.
Rico Bosco. He'll be
armed with cans, like a bandolier.
Yeah.
Oh, he's definitely like
jumpsuit.
the mace guy, Morning Star,
Yeah.
or whatever they call that. He's got that.
as long as I could get in touch with Rico ahead of time and make sure he doesn't have any oblos, no obligations, he doesn't get stuck on the Verrazano Bridge, and he doesn't have to get it. If he doesn't have to get his kids ready for school that
would be
morning,
all time.
he'd be ready to rock. And right before we go out there, I would be like, "Yo, like Nadu's on the other side, bro. Nadu's over there, and he's calling you by your full name. He's calling. He's talking about your family, dude. And you go nuts.
It'd be stuck if he got stuck on the Verrazano, though.
That'd
be tough.
Honestly, not a good pick. I have to check that guy. I have to check his weapons because that's someone who poison tips their weapons. If I've ever seen anyone in my life.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Like when the ref checks the boots before a big title match.
Yep. Wasn't Oberyn known for like dipping his weapons in poison or something like that?
Yeah, that was his whole thing.
That's a Bosco move
sick.
I've ever seen.
That's also the sickest thing to be known for. Dips his weapons in poison.
Some Mr. Fuji shit. Yeah.
Who agree? How do you agree to fight them? He's just like, all you have to do is nick me and I die. And people are like,
yeah. And then second pick, let's go with the badass who maybe not everyone realizes is such a badass upon first gander, Kate. We're taking Kate on the team.
Lioness.
Yes. Lioness.
She's a literal lioness.
They're like, oh, is that like, she looks a little smaller than the rest of the guys on the team, smaller than Rico, and fights, and then all of a sudden, she takes everyone out. Bah, 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 bah.
I want like a Lord of the Rings moment where it's like no man can conquer this guy, and she's like, "You're right, no man can." We could get her one of those badass helmets, but it's a lion, like the Aryan helmet.
Oh yeah.
And same thing. I'm gonna get her fired up. I'm gonna catch her on a day when her kids are sick, and like she's got to stay home from work and take care of them, and
the Beeb is just sitting watching TV all day.
Oh, the Beeb could be the squire.
Texas Chainsaw The Beam is her squire. They get their Texas Chainsaw Massacre on, and Kate just unleashes like 10 years of frustration out on the battle.
Kate with a chainsaw. We're breaking the laws of time, too.
Imagine she's got Leatherface. Oh, yeah.
That's another good locker room presence, too. She's cracking jokes, bad jokes in the locker room as a joke, and she's keeping everyone loose for sure.
So we got 5 now, right? So this will be our final round of picks here?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We got 3 on our team. You've got Biz and Gruden.
Yeah.
Biz and Gruden. Oh, and I've already added my next guy because I'm thinking, how am I going to compete with Kate? No one's going to want to hit a girl on the battlefield, but I want someone who is straight up berserker mode. And I'm talking about Mr. Max himself. That man doesn't see gender, color, or anything. I'm talking someone
I didn't see that coming.
I didn't know where that was going either.
I've seen that man. I mean, Kev, you saw it up close in person with the Phillies, right? We've seen it with the Eagles. That guy will do whatever it takes to win. He'll throw on fucking overalls. He'll make himself look ridiculous. Pigtails, doesn't matter. And like a flat, like, honestly, you dress everyone up in like this Game of Thrones medieval garb with the ponytail and going. He looks the most like an actual, he looked terrifying.
And you catch him on a day when the Phillies have been eliminated or the Eagles do something stupid and let that Philly rage go, man.
Yes. And I think, like, again, him and Kate, he can maybe neutralize Kate. And I'm going to do it with my other pick. I don't know if this made the pod, but we talked about it with your Bosco pick. This is not a pick that I'm not drafting this guy who might have he has a shoulder issue. He has a lot of issues. I take Portnoy. I'm getting Bosco in my squad now. You've now lost
that's true.
Bosco to my squad.
Oh, that's the Stefan Fossaway.
Yes, that's really
exactly.
Also, because I was going to suggest that pick, Clem, because remember when Robert Baratheon, he wants the breastplate stretcher and he wants to fight in the melee, and Ned said, "Who's going to hit you?"
Yeah.
You're gonna win.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna. You get Portnoy. Nobody can touch him. You win.
Like if we're okay, Bob, you go get Clem, and I'll get this guy, and then I say, Rico, you've got Portnoy. He ain't doing nothing.
And also,
he's
Dave
not.
wins everything.
Yeah, that's
It doesn't matter. He wins.
drafting the
It
devil.
doesn't matter.
You just drafted the devil on your war team. Pretty good pick.
Yeah.
There's Sir Fight, Sir Biz, Sir Bosco, Lord Portnoy. That's the one difference.
Well, great.
And that's the
Great.
Baylor.
Yeah.
Remember, Baylor says
Yeah.
the Kingsguard is forbidden from touching me.
Touching the
We're
prince.
all the Kingsguard.
That's
Nobody's
true.
allowed to touch Dave. We
That
can't fight
almost
him. We
makes
can't
me
beat him.
like he drafts Dave, and it's like, who do we draft to go against Dave? Clemmer? He's the one going around the New York office being like, I'll stay out the
No.
Dave
I got
Day
okay.
league."
Can I make our last two picks? I was gonna give
Yes.
you one. I got two. Okay. There is one man. I will draft Kirk Seamus Minahan. He is
Oh,
the
yeah.
only man. I want him straight out of the loony bin, take him right from the train tracks and throw him onto the battlefield and tell him Portnoy is over there talking about Israel. Go! That's the only way we're going to get somebody.
And now we have to do everything that we can to protect Dave because his life is absolutely in danger. He's going to die.
And Dave could just go into a blind rage. Like Dave, we've lost in berserker mode at this point as well, right? Because Kirk can definitely. And the thing about Kirk
now it's 6-on-6, and they're having a 1-on-1 in the corner.
Right, that's just we would all stop. Everyone would be like, clink, clink, clink. Wait, hold on, what's going on over there? Let's take a look at that. That's pretty crazy.
That was a good
Kirk-
pick.
Yeah.
Kirk
and
will
then,
let it rip too. He ripped like Stephen Shea. He just like took his whole family apart word
He
by
did.
word. So
Yep.
nobody's safe. When
women, the
Minahan's on
children.
battlefield.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bloodlines will be erased with Kirk Minahan. And then my last pick, it's a bit of a sleeper pick, but if you want someone who's gonna cross lines and throw those hands, I gotta take Pat Bev. I gotta take Pat Bev.
Oh,
okay.
jeez.
I gotta take Pat Bev.
Okay.
Moving
Self-explanatory
along.
pick. Self-explanatory pick. I gotta take Pat Bev. Allegedly.
All right. I thought you were going with this person because this person will cross lines. This person will do shit that Bosco, Minahan, all of them wouldn't even dream of doing. I'm talking the baddest motherfucker. And listen, I was joking about Max. I don't think Max would actually get into a scrap with Kate. They're both Philly bred and born. I got someone who can fight Kate, and there's no problematic shit about it. And I know all you guys know this person.
Oh, I know who it is.
Killer. I got Ebony, motherfuckers.
Ebony, yeah.
It's over.
Now I think we're going to win. Oh,
Yeah,
that's on our side.
That as soon I was like, who is he talking about? And then I said, it's got to be a woman. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Oh, I'm mad at myself for not taking that. Oh,
I
fuck.
was so scared with that last pick. You were going towards Ebony. I'm like, honestly, she could probably win this by herself. We just
That's
throw
my
her.
girl too. And you know what? That would absolutely erase our Pat Bev pick because if you want to hear someone go in on Patrick Beverly, just talk to Ebony. She's
Oh,
Just
I've had
knowing
some
how
takes.
Ebony reacts to some of the ridiculous shit we do in the office, there's also a chance she shows up to the Battle of the Seven, realizes what's going down, and she goes, "White people are fucking crazy."
white
And she
people.
leaves.
That's true.
She's like, "I'm not stupid. You guys are all fucking idiots."
Trial by Seven is just a daily thing for Ebony. She's fighting her baby daddy. She's got her kids. She's taking care of the office. It's just always trying to wrangle up.
Yeah, the
Seven.
office is trial of 17 for her.
Every
She's trying to
day.
stock the snack cabinet with cookies. Yeah.
Eb comes in the office. We're all on horses with Jow. She goes, "Y'all doing a trial by 7 tonight?" Like it's like not even a big deal. for her.
You didn't invite me to Trial by Seven, fucking white boys.
I did think one of my picks, I was thinking someone that has experience in 7x7 combat. PFT played
PFT.
rugby.
Also,
Thinking about
the
that.
Peter Claffey connection. Get the rugby, maybe.
Yeah, maybe
the
rugby
players
is the best
Peter.
base for trial of 7.
Kind of makes sense when I was thinking, how is Dunk still alive? It's like when I watch rugby, I'm like, how do those guys
Yeah, it
last
doesn't
more than
make
one
sense.
play? So maybe that's
They just
the-
play
Also,
football
Game of
without
Thrones
any
universe.
pads.
Arya gets stabbed and thrown in a sewer, and like
True.
that lady just like nurses her back to health in the next scene. So
Yeah.
it's just like
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Is like, even as recent as like the Oregon Trail, if you get like an infection, you're dead. How is Dunk gonna survive? All right, they throw some boiling wine on you
boiling wine, baby.
up, and that's it. Like
Not oil.
okay, I guess so.
I don't.
That's
And
that
also,
was a
when they
great
were
draft.
talking about
That
that,
was a
the fact
great
that they were saying they needed the oil because the armor, the little things were pierced into his skin.
into him. Yeah, went into
Oh, that reminds me of
But
Terry
I-
Funk
maybe
in like
that-
the barbed wire bed.
But maybe that implies that it's like it wasn't actually as deep a cut because it's like it looks
True.
like that knife went all the way in, but it actually hit
Pushed
the
his
male
armor
and
into
like
him.
it's bad,
was
but it's
thinking that
not
too.
like
How does-
it cut through your intestines.
This is the dumbest, like most basic medieval question. But I was thinking, how would the knife go through the chainmail? Isn't the chainmail to prevent that? But I guess.
Well, he also has like the shittiest armor in the world. Like
it definitely went through his hand.
Imagine that when he pulls it out.
Let me just before we wrap up, I want to I was reading the review from The Ringer, night of 7, and they listed out all of his injuries, all of his.
Oh, really?
And when you list it all out, it's very funny. So, okay, a lance impaling his stomach, the very first scene. A mace bludgeoning his helmet. Another mace bludgeoning his helmet. Multiple stab wounds to his torso by a knife through his hand. Various slicings and stabbings from a sword thrown into his upper thigh, several shield hits to his helmet, and multiple slices to his left eye. That's like a lifetime of wounds, and he did it all in like 10 minutes.
That's the back of Mick Foley's autobiography, has all his injuries, and it's like a diagram of his body. We need a dunk diagram.
I need, like, that was borderline Hell in a Cell type shit, where it was just
Dude, by the time he gets the fucking sword thrown into his leg, too, he almost has the Ace Ventura, like, he should have hit that.
You know, one thing that just popped in my mind, and maybe they'll clarify that in the next episode, but I don't think it's that much of a spoiler. In the book, Baelor is wearing the wrong armor because he did not come to fight.
Someone commented that last week.
He wears his son's armor, so it like doesn't fit, and that's like
someone said
part of the reason he dies.
Tight the helmet or something, it forced it into him or something like that.
Yeah, it's something like that. I mean, they just make a point that he like did not come prepared to fight because he's he's out to be king.
But in this one, he said he was going to fight for him like before, right? Like he knew in this one, right?
I don't think so. No, because I said, like, how did he have the time to get his armor on or whatever if that was such a last minute thing? And people were like, he didn't. He borrowed someone's armor last minute and rolled up.
Right. He said he was going to fight like last episode, but like he didn't come to the tournament ready to compete.
Yeah, right.
And that's another thing. Like imagine because when he's pulling Arian over and he's like he's like, say you yield. Just Lord Ashford is sitting there. Because up on that dais used to be Baelor and Maekar. They're in the fight. So imagine this guy. He's hosting like the president and the vice president. Like because he's hosting him. He's trying to make he's trying to make Ashford, like blow up. He's like, he wants it to be a good thing. Now the president and the vice president are fighting each other to the death, and one of their sons just lost. So he's like, blow the fucking horn, man. This has been a disaster all the way around.
And then you have to be like, all right, on to our afternoon entertainment. Like, let's get back to the jousting. What?
Yeah. Are we going back to that?
Right? The tournament is still like going on. No?
Will that happen?
I don't know. I mean, that might be like a background thing. This story is very much about the trial of 7, so it's like I think that.
Yeah. But like I'm just saying that whole like we had are you going to throw the fight against the other guy for the town and the money?
I think that's gone.
It's got to be gone.
That's like when they have a concert on Soldier Field right before a game, and they're like, the field. I don't know if we're going to be able to do this.
Yeah, I think that was because the rigging is not in the book, or I think they're kind of borrowing something from a later story, but it's not. Nobody ever asked Dunk to throw the fight, and I think they're just trying to show that he's really trying to become a true knight because like we're not really sure if he was knighted, and he's like, fuck, I get to win, but like I get to win dishonestly. Will they, everybody finds out? So I think that they kind of just throw that in there to show.
And that's like
he's
the
like
Hedge
super
Knight
honorable
mentality too, right? Because I saw heavy spoilers were saying even when Arlon's fighting, trying to protect Dunk as a kid, knights aren't really supposed to fight like the Kingsguard. But he's like a Hedge Knight, throws that out the window. That's not really the rule. It's like the honorable thing.
Right.
So it's who raised him. Arlon. Arlon was a G. He was the best.
Yeah, he was a gangster.
Can I show you guys a map thing real quick?
Show us a map.
Yeah, please do.
Let me see if I can get this up here. All right, here we go. All right, so I guess that you guys are doing audio too, right? But
go on YouTube, subscribe.
Go on YouTube.
Here.
Please go on the YouTube. It's the year of the basement. We're trying to get subscribers.
Hang on here. Can I pull this over?
And for those of you who don't know, while he teased this up, if you follow Bren on TikTok, sometimes it's like hard to separate like when you know people and they're at Barstool and it's like, oh, they make good content. This is his map, like his Game of Thrones map content is stuff that I would watch if I didn't know him, we didn't work together, we weren't related.
Yeah.
Like this is like, I'm like, oh, I support everybody's content at Barstool, but it's very rare where I'm like, I would watch this regardless of who or what. And this is like, you have found your lane with this shit. And
Oh yeah.
Are you seeing the map now? Because I can't see.
Well,
I see your background.
It's your desktop.
We had it pulled up like a second ago on Photoshop.
Okay. So it was right.
Yeah, it was right.
You had it right. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. See, I actually made my desktop also the map, just to fully.
You are a
Are you at the
sicko.
point?
lean.
Do you like dream in Valerian at this point? You know, when you speak a different language, you just dream in Westeros all the time.
I haven't learned Valerian, but I have Googled it, and I was like,
Oh, if you learn Valerian,
this is too hard.
Out of the family.
Kev,
You
It's
know
too
this
hard.
map better
But-
than the
Kev,
United States
This
map?
motherfucker. This motherfucker grew up in the Bronx. He dreams in Dothraki. Let's be honest.
Bro, if I gave you a map right now of America and I quizzed you on like states and capitals, I think you would do better on Westeros than.
Oh, absolutely. And the only reason I know anything about the United States really is I was comparing it to like how far
How
is
big things are,
this
right? Yeah.
from So King's Landing is here,
Okay.
and then Winterfell is all the way up here, and Pennytree for Sir Arlen is somewhere north of River Run. So that's this section here.
River Run.
River Run. Pennytree's like too small to be labeled on the map. And then we spend all our time down here in Ashford and Cider Hall. This is where the Fossaways are from. High Gardens over here. This is the Tyrells. Old Town down here.
That's the Citadel, right?
And what's that?
Is the Citadel Old Town?
Yeah, Citadel is Old Town. The original home of the Faith, the Starry Sept, was at Old Town, but then they moved it to when they built the Sept of Baelor that Cersei eventually blows up. That became like the new capital. That's like the new Vatican. And then Summer Hall is like the summer house for the Targaryens. That's here, and that's where Maekar and actually Daeron and Aegon Egg left from, and they like didn't make it. So somewhere in between Summerhall and Ashford is where they disappear. Dragonstone is up here. Dragonstone is like some people either think that Dragonstone is really close to King's Landing or really far away, but it's pretty close. It's here. So here's the gullet. This is where we're gonna open up in
Oh shit! Yeah, it's the
Season
battle.
3, right? Yeah.
Yeah, season 3.
when
And
I
this is
see
also
this,
where Rhaenys is like, I've been patrolling the gullet for hours. You know, she's like flying over
Rhaenys
because
was
she's
great, too.
blockading.
Forgot about her.
this.
I need so gangster, man. When she busted through the
Yeah,
this
she's
stuff,
badass.
I get mad at George R. R. Martin for not finishing. But when I see this stuff, it's like this was all just in his brain and he made this all come to life.
I know.
Oh,
Even just the timelines, like Brendan describing, Battle of this or the Robert's Rebellion, and then years later, like the fact that it was mapped out, it all feels perfect.
it's incredible.
Feels like history. Feels like we could just like look back at history.
Yeah.
Speaking of the timeline, is like if 2026 was the beginning of Game of Thrones, like the first scene of Game of Thrones, then 2009 was Robert's Rebellion, and 1937 is Dunk.
Wow.
Okay.
Interesting.
And then House of the Dragon is like early 1700s.
Okay.
Well, that's like Dance of the Dragon. That's when they're all fighting, early 1700s. Like 20 years before that to like turn 1700 is like that the very beginning of House of the Dragon when Viserys, they like make Viserys king.
Yeah.
Like, that first scene where they're like, who are we going to vote for? And they pass over Rhaenys. And then 1624, because it's about 300 years prior, is Aegon's conquest.
Wow.
Wait.
Oh shit! So Aegon's conquest isn't that much before. the
Wait.
House of
I
the
may
Dragon
have
stuff.
screwed that up. Because, I think House of the Dragon is 1800s. I think House of the Dragon's around Civil War.
Yes. That
Yeah.
makes
Sorry, I
sense.
screwed that up. House of the Dragon is 1700s, and then Aegon's conquest is House of the Dragon is 1800s, Civil War, and then 1700s is Aegon's conquest, and then Doom of Valyria is early 1600s.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I need some stats like when people say Cleopatra was closer to the iPhone than she was to the pyramids.
Yeah.
I need some shit like that. Like Aegon was actually closer to the Joffrey than he was to the But you forget how much like it's not only the physical geography but the timeline. Like the world is just so vast. It's awesome.
Crazy that it's one guy's brain. It's like George Lucas, George R. R. Martin. There's these guys that just like they just have a different brain than the rest of humans on Earth, where you have the capacity for this, the memory.
He could have wrote like 500 pages about this Cider Hill place. Like he's such a sicko, and it's like he'll give you like what it smells like inside when it's fermenting the cider. Like it's
that's something even George Lucas didn't have in his bag.
Right.
Bren, what's the TikTok for everyone to follow you on for the
just both Brendan Clancy on TikTok and on YouTube. I'm putting it on Shorts too. So
I think there might be a world where you should be at Game of Thrones map guy.
Yeah, maybe.
Like just your map guy, like
Geography of Thrones, Geog of Thrones.
Yeah, like I could see that sticking, it's just like.
Yeah, I follow a Game of Thrones historian. She just, she crushes, and it's just like, it's just.
You're the
but I was just like, I was just messing around, then it blew up, and I was like, all right, but you're right, maybe you should pivot.
And the best part about it is that it's endless content. Like you can use forever because there's a billion pages of shit to talk about. So
yeah.
And I find this stuff interesting. Like I love when you read a book and it starts with a map, and you could start to follow along with things like that.
And
like,
Game of Thrones did that. It opened with the maps. You're like panning across all that stuff. It's like when I went back and rewatched it, I was like, when they have a new city, like they show Astapor, I'm like, they got Astapor, I got the harpy and everything like that. It's just real nerd shit, but.
It's great.
But yeah, Brendan Clancy on TikTok and Twitter. Appreciate it.
If you're a Game of Thrones fan, like truly a must follow.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Brent, give me like give me the best thing that ever happened in the Sea of Mirth.
In what?
The Sea of Mirth. I'm looking at the Sea of Mirth right now. What's the Sea of Mirth?
What this is like the triarchy down here. So you don't see Mir, but Tyrosh and Lys are down here. All the pleasure houses are in Lys. This is the
like
broken arm of Dorne, because this supposedly was a land bridge once, and the first men walked from Essos. So this is like references to like, they say like Alaska and Russia used to be connected. And they say that the children of the forest called upon the magic, and it was like an earthquake probably. There was an earthquake and it broke up all this stuff.
Dude,
but
George
people used to be able to walk from there.
George wrote such an expansive world that like plate tectonics and Pangea comes into. Well, the planet evolved and it's no longer land. Like, what? You
know what's funny though? Like everything
at the time.
Yeah.
He did mail it in a little bit, because eventually HBO comes to him and goes, "Hey, we would like to make more money. Can we draw these maps?" All this is filled in, but they do other maps that are like the whole known world. And in the corner, like very far, even farther away than Ashai, is Carcosa. And it's like, what the fuck?
I saw that your True Detective crossover.
And he was like, I just picked it because Carcosa is actually an H.P. Lovecraft thing. And he was like, it's just a tribute to H.P. Lovecraft. And I did that before True Detective. So then Carcosa blows up. And then people are like, is something going to happen in Carcosa? He was like, I have no plans to write anything about Carcosa. They asked me to fill in the map. They were like, we want more things on this map. So I just picked Carcosa.
All right. Should we tell the people tune in live next week, like 11 p.m. or something? 10:30?
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah.
Costume it up. Do it live like we used to. Fuck it. We'll do it live.
I'll have to do like a couple lines to stay up that late, but we'll figure it out.
Boys, I'll be honest. I
Early
took a
for
nap
me, baby.
yesterday.
It's like 8 p.m.
Yeah.
I took a nap and had like a Pepsi when I woke up, and I was like, all right, I'm ready to watch a half hour of TV for work right now. What a fucking life.
Easy on the Pepsi fuller, all right?
So listen, this is what they do. This is the easiest way to get on and come with the boys here for the recap. Subscribe to the YouTube, click the little notification. I don't want to sound like one of those dickheads who says that, but you'll know when we're live. It's somewhere between 10:30 and 11. I think that is probably a fair yes. And that, unless that sandbagger Nikki Ham, he's gonna have like another. He's gonna get married in a week. I don't know what he's gonna do.
Yeah, congrats to Nick Hammy and Lady Hammy after this.
The
as
uniting
well.
of two great houses.
Yes, great houses, and the fact that again, he's in Rome, going to come back with some legit armor is pretty.
He needs
great. He'll get that through TSA.
He needs a hog sigil for Hammy. You know what I mean? Like,
Get a 6 shield made, painted.
Puts the helmet on.
Last longer.
Pig snout.
That does sound awesome.
We will talk to you guys next week. Thanks for everyone for listening, and we'll see you at the finale.
Thanks, guys.